Jerking off is killing your gains. And I would know because I used to jerk off every day for 4 years straight, from 8th grade to 12th grade. And I'm here to tell you that it is terrible, it is ruining your health, ruining your drive, and ruining your masculinity, and that you need to stop. And I'm not ashamed to say this because I know a lot of you guys watching this jerk off right now, and I know every single one of you guys watching this have jerked off at some point in your life. But I used to do it multiple times a day. Sometimes before school, sometimes after school, sometimes before bed, sometimes on the weekend when I was fucking bored. And it is so terrible for young men to do for a plethora of reasons, but I thought it was normal. My friends do it. Oh, it's not that bad. It's natural. I can do it to relieve my stress. Oh, I'll work all day at school and come back and just relieve some stress. I know it sounds so cringy and terrible for me to say this. I'm being vulnerable right now, but that's what you guys do. Every man has jerked off before, and it is terrible. And you think it's fine, and you do it to relieve stress, and you do it for fun, but it is so bad. And one of the reasons it's bad is because it spikes your dopamine. And when your dopamine spikes, guess what happens? It crashes, and then you feel unmotivated to do anything and everything. And I would do this in the morning and have insane brain fog at school because my dopamine spiked. I'd get to class and not even want to pay attention. Or after school, I would do it, then I'd want to take a nap or play video games after instead of doing my homework or going to the gym. Or at night before bed, instead of working, planning out my days, or praying to God, I would just sit there and jerk off. And that is one of the most terrible reasons because it just makes you not want to work hard because it is the definition of cheap dopamine. It's basically saying, oh yeah, I built myself up to be a high-value man who can actually get with a top 1% woman who's attractive and sought after, and I can just, have sex with her with ease. Even though most guys that jerk off are soy boys, and you can never get a top 1% girl. And that's because you're low test. It's like the jerking off makes you low test and unvaluable, and then, you're getting VR sex with the girls through Pornhub, so you're like, I don't even need anything. And that was keeping me in the same spot for the longest time. And it also makes you complacent. Oh yeah, I can basically hook up with any hot girl I want. I have any hot girl at the touch of my fingertips. Do you think that's natural? Even the kings who had access to any woman they wanted, years and years and hundreds of years ago, they couldn't even get with as many girls as a fucking 10-year-old or 15-year-old kid can through their fucking iPhone, which is insane. And going forward, lust itself is terrible. If you're not religious, I don't know if you are, but the 7 deadly sins are terrible for you, and if you commit them, you will go to hell. That's what it says in the Bible. And lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. And it is hard because all men are naturally wired to want to lust. You have a sex drive as a man because you're meant to reproduce. But if you're just fueling that towards looking at a screen and jerking your dick, you are wasting your time. You need to be fueling that energy towards hitting the gym, walking, doing sprints, building a business, doing your schoolwork, doing your job. You can't be fueling that sexual energy towards looking at a fucking screen. And it's crazy because if you don't jerk off for, 7 days, your testosterone spikes a ton. And that testosterone spike is meant to make you want to go harder to find a mate. You should not be releasing your shit to a fucking screen. You should be channeling that energy to become high value so you can find a fucking mate. So what the fuck are you doing being a fucking retard scrolling and typing shit? Oh, hot girls. Bro, God is always watching you. He watches you when you grind your ass off and become, a high value man. And he also watches you when you're behind closed doors and you think nobody's watching you and you can get away with jerking off and, oh, my wife doesn't know. My girlfriend doesn't know. My family and friends don't know. I can just do it. It doesn't matter. Everyone does it. God is watching you. God can see when you are lusting, when you are being lazy, when you are wasting your potential. So don't disrespect him. You're disrespecting him to his face. You need to act as if your whole family and God are watching at all times. He designed you to reproduce and be a high-value man. So do you think he wants you to jerk off and waste your time? It's the definition of wasting time. That's what me and my boy Nate say. We say, oh, if that guy's beating off, he's just wasting his time. Oh, this guy's playing video games, he's beating off. God gave you a set amount of years on this earth, and you're really going to waste them lusting after women when you could be reproducing, having a family, building yourself up. There's so many negative side effects of lusting and jerking off, but the last thing that you should be doing is sitting in your bed or on a chair and doing that shit, and it is destroying your gains. And the main thing is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you get cheap dopamine from jerking off every day, you're gonna look for cheap dopamine from fast food, from movies, from Netflix, from Reels. All of these things are just going to become addicting. You know, if you look at all the fat people in society, they're always addicted to fast food. They're eating snacks. They're addicted to sugar. They're watching Netflix shows and playing video games. They're addicted to fun. You know, they're sports betting. They're addicted to gambling. It's like, you need to cut out all terrible addictions out of your life if you want to level up, because it's going to make the things that will push the needle forward feel unenjoyable. The gym pushes the needle forward, but it's unenjoyable. You know, reading the Bible pushes the needle forward, but it's kind of more boring than, you know, watching sports. You know, building a business, working, those things are way less enjoyable than freaking, you know, jerking off. But guess what? That is what it takes to level up and build yourself up. That's what it takes. If it was easy, everyone would do it, and most people jerk off. So as a man, start with cutting out your vices, cutting out the 7 deadly sins, cutting out the lust, and do not let jerking off kill your gains. I'm telling you, you do it, it's over. And what did it actually change? You do it every day for years. You chase the same high, and you get nothing out of it. Your life doesn't change, your life doesn't get better, and you're in the same exact spot. So if you're doing things for no reason, why would you do it? Everything you do should have a purpose, and jerking off has zero purpose. That's the moral of the story. Everything you do needs to have a positive effect on your life or the life of others or someone's life. And if it's not, you should not be wasting your time doing it. But yeah, guys, for me, I replaced jerking off after school with lifting after school. When I'm, you know, built up, I have energy, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to push some heavy weight, release my test that way. And that is honestly the biggest outlet that allowed me to escape from lust. Hitting the gym, self-improvement, building my business, helping others, and leveling up. And if you want help getting jacked, establishing your routines, cutting out your dopamine, fixing your habits and your lifestyle, and changing your mindset to be the best version of yourself, feel free to book a call with me for my one-on-one coaching, where I can guarantee that we can fix all of your problems if you're down to make the change. I used to be the biggest soy boy, the biggest loser, skinny, depressed, dopamine addicted. My life was shit. And I guarantee if I can do it, you can do it too. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.